10. Whereabouts the war between Russia and Ukraine. The war between Russia and Ukraine has been an enduring and highly complex conflict that has had far-reaching regional and global implications. What initially began as a dispute over Ukraine's geopolitical alignment and aspirations for closer ties with the European Union sparked a series of events that ultimately escalated into a full-scale military confrontation. This video aims to provide an overview of 10 critical developments in this ongoing conflict, highlighting key events and their impact on the region. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. 10. Annexation of Crimea. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine took a significant turn in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea. This move was met with widespread international condemnation as it violated Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The annexation led to an upsurge in tensions, further exacerbating the conflict and resulting in a shift in the geopolitical landscape of the region. The international community responded with economic sanctions against Russia and diplomatic efforts to address the crisis. The annexation of Crimea remains a contentious issue and a significant factor in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. 9. Formation of separatist movements.
Many of us thought that it's just informational war, but you see what happened and we don't understand why Putin does it.
Following the annexation of Crimea, pro-Russian separatist movements gained momentum in eastern Ukraine. These movements, primarily in Donetsk and Luhansk regions, sought independence from Ukraine, citing cultural and linguistic differences. The separatists declared the establishment of self-proclaimed Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, which were not recognized internationally. This led to armed clashes between Ukrainian armed forces and the separatist groups, deepening the conflict. The formation of these separatist movements further divided the country and complicated efforts to find a peaceful resolution. 8. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 Tragedy. In July 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17, en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, was tragically shot down over eastern Ukraine. All 298 passengers and crew members on board lost their lives. The incident was widely attributed to a surface-to-air missile launched from rebel-held territory. The tragedy shocked the world and intensified international scrutiny of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. It led to increased calls for an impartial investigation and accountability for those responsible. The MH17 tragedy further strained relations between Russia, Ukraine, and their international allies, contributing to the complexity of the ongoing conflict. 7. Minsk Agreements. The Minsk Agreements, signed in September 2014 and February 2015, aimed to de-escalate the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. These agreements were brokered by the leaders of Ukraine, Russia, Germany, and France, and outlined a roadmap for a peaceful resolution. The key provisions included a ceasefire, the withdrawal of heavy weapons, and the establishment of a demilitarized zone. The agreements also emphasized the need for political dialogue and the restoration of Ukrainian government control over the separatist-held territories. However, despite the signing of the Minsk agreements, the conflict has persisted, with violations from both sides and limited progress towards a lasting solution. 6. Battle of Debaltseve. The Battle of Debaltseve, which occurred in early 2015, was a significant military confrontation in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Debaltseve, a strategically important railway hub, became a focal point of intense fighting. Ukrainian forces found themselves encircled by separatist forces, leading to a prolonged siege and heavy casualties. Eventually, Ukrainian troops were forced to withdraw, resulting in a significant loss for Ukraine and a strategic gain for the separatists. The Battle of Debaltseve highlighted the intensity of the conflict and the challenges faced by Ukrainian forces in defending their territory. 5. Humanitarian Crisis. The war between Russia and Ukraine has caused a severe humanitarian crisis in the region. The conflict has led to the displacement of millions of people, both internally and as refugees in neighboring countries. Infrastructure, including hospitals, schools, and essential services, has been extensively damaged. The civilian population has been subjected to indiscriminate shelling, human rights abuses, and lack of access to basic necessities. The humanitarian crisis has strained the capacity of aid organizations to provide assistance, exacerbating the suffering of vulnerable individuals, particularly women, children, and the elderly. Addressing the humanitarian needs and protecting the rights of the affected population remains a critical challenge. 4. Role of international actors. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has attracted significant attention and involvement from international actors. The United States, European Union, and other Western countries have condemned Russia's actions and imposed economic sanctions in response. NATO has increased its military presence in Eastern Europe, conducting exercises and providing support to Ukraine. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, has played a crucial role in monitoring the situation and facilitating negotiations. International actors have sought to mediate and find a peaceful resolution to the conflict, but their differing interests and geopolitical considerations have complicated the process, highlighting the complex web of alliances and interests at play. 3. Cyber warfare. Cyber warfare has become an integral aspect of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Both sides have engaged in cyber attacks and employed disinformation campaigns to gain strategic advantages. Russia has been accused of launching cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure in Ukraine, including power grids and financial systems. Additionally, information warfare tactics, such as spreading propaganda and manipulating public opinion through social media, have been utilized. Cyber warfare has further complicated the conflict by undermining trust, spreading misinformation, and impacting the cybersecurity of both nations. 2. Efforts for peaceful resolution. Despite the ongoing hostilities, numerous efforts have been made to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Diplomatic negotiations and mediations have taken place through various channels, including the Normandy format involving Ukraine, Russia, France, and Germany. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, has also played a significant role in facilitating dialogue and monitoring the situation on the ground. However, the path to peace has been challenging, with ceasefires being frequently violated and deep-rooted political, territorial, and ideological differences hindering the progress towards a sustainable and comprehensive resolution. 1. Russian military intervention. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine escalated significantly with Russia's direct military intervention. Beginning in 2014, Russia deployed troops, equipment, and supported separatist forces in eastern Ukraine. This military intervention led to the seizure of territories by pro-Russian separatists and intensified fighting in the region. The involvement of Russian forces has been a contentious issue, with Russia denying direct military involvement while facing accusations of violating Ukraine's sovereignty. The Russian military intervention has had a profound impact on the conflict, prolonging the fighting and making the resolution more challenging to achieve. Conclusion: the war between Russia and Ukraine has been marked by significant developments and ongoing tensions. The annexation of Crimea, the formation of separatist movements, and the tragic downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 have shaped the conflict's trajectory. The Minsk agreements aim to establish a ceasefire and political dialogue, but the conflict has persisted with sporadic fighting and violations. The Battle of Debaltseve showcased the intensity of the conflict, while the humanitarian crisis has caused immense suffering and displacement. International actors have played a role in condemning actions, imposing sanctions, and seeking a peaceful resolution. Cyber warfare and Russian military intervention have added complex dimensions to the conflict. As the situation remains unresolved, finding a lasting peaceful resolution continues to be a pressing challenge. Thank you for watching. If you liked our video, then hit the subscribe button to never miss out on any of our videos. See you next time.